Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. The Women of Courage show is being broadcast by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help you problem solve, to help you dream again, to help you believe that anything is possible. We want you to believe that you do not have to marry the first man you meet just to get someone to take care of you. You do not have to live a life of drudgery. You can educate yourself. All you have to do is learn to read competently. We want you to take a chance on yourself. Stop believing all the soothsayers around you that have never left a state in their lives. People who do not have courage to fly. People who only think of lying, cheating, and stealing. You can live an exciting life. All you have to do is believe that you can make your dreams come true. You do not have to go to bed with someone you despise day in and day out. You have the right to marry someone that you can talk to someone that believes in you and has faith in you as a human being. In other words, you do not have to settle for just anyone. But what you must do is strive toward your goal. You must be goal oriented. You must organize yourself. You must be clear about what you want in life and why you want such a life. All of us are made up of dreams. As our dreams unfold in our lives, our spirit soars. Realizing our dreams becomes a problem because oftentimes we are beaten down by our friends and family. We are beaten down at school by people laughing at us because of our shoe size, our ear size, our breast size, the clothes we wear, etc. We are beaten down by people saying nothing will come of our lives. We are beaten down when our mothers and grandmothers constantly say that we're going to be just like our father, an inmate in prison. Many of us are also discouraged when our mothers are inattentive. She is wrapped up in her new boyfriend. But life anew is possible. It is my job to encourage you to go as far as you can dream and as far as your dreams can take you. It is my job to get you to believe in life again. I am sick and tired of people failing at life just because they are around negative speaking and negative acting people. Do not let the failure of other people make you lose confidence in yourself. Yes, you may be surrounded by poverty, but you must look for a way out. The book, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, will help you. What you must do above all else is learn to read competently. You must read, read, and read. Anyone who laughs at you for reading, you need to leave that person alone. I do not care if it's your mother. Anyone who discourages you, you are to stop all association. Man is not different than plants. We need encouragement to grow as plants need water to thrive. You are to leave foolish, stupid people alone. Their ignorance will weigh you down or even get you killed. Sit down and think how you can avoid these people, especially if they're in your family. If you are overwhelmed with the tiring feeling that feels as if you're carrying a bag of stone around every morning when you get out of bed and think how you'll have to spend another living life you're not passionate about, the books I suggest are the perfect solution for your unique needs. Not only will we help you realize why these feelings overwhelm you and what you can do to change it, but they will also teach you how to live a life of strength, courage, fearlessness in order to realize all of your dreams. If you are lacking the attitude and psychology, proper resource or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambition a reality and creating the life you deserve, you will certainly derive the most benefit from professional, incredible content within these books. Contents that will assist you in achieving the results that you are after. You are never to give up on yourself. Are you ready to leave your future to chance? Of course not. Take your life in your hand and learn all the necessary tools, mindset, strategies used by the men and women of courage, used in order to live the life of their dream. Change your life with our book starting today. The Women and Children's Restoration Ministries is a group of passionate, driven individuals who are concerned about women and children and their impact on society. We believe in empowering women to restore their lives. Women must be able and allowed to contribute to the world. There is only one you. I do not care if you are a twin or a triplet. There is only one you. Because the you that you are is unique, it is important that you remain alive as long as possible for the betterment of your children and family. You are made up of your experiences and desires and your hopes and dreams. No one dreams like you. Because of your uniqueness, and since you will never come again, it is worth everything for you to stay alive and tell your story to your grandchildren. You must be committed to yourself and to your self image. If you get your head straight, then your body will follow you. You made yourself into the person that you are today by the way that you think. So if you want to change the person you are today, that means you must change the way you think. Sally Kempton said this a long time ago. It's hard to fight an enemy who has an outpost in your mind. You must get rid of all of the negative things that you have said to yourself that created the person you are today. The word self-image is a noun. It is the idea that one has of one's ability, appearance, and personality. Self-image is the picture that we have of ourselves. The key here is, how was the picture that you have of yourself constructed? Again, how was the self-image of yourself constructed? What is the foundation of your belief in yourself? A self-image is, in its most basic form, an internalized mental picture or idea of what you have, or what you believe in yourself. It is how you think and feel about yourself based on your appearances, based on your performances, based on the relationships that you have that are consistently impacting your outlook on life as well as your level of happiness and fulfillment. Your self image is the impression you have on yourself that forms a collective representation of your assets and abilities. In other words, your self image is how you see yourself based on your strengths and weaknesses. Our self image is how we perceive ourselves. This picture is built up over time. What are the hopes and dreams that you have? What do you think and feel? What have you done throughout your life, and what do you want to do? These self images can be positive and give you a confidence in your thoughts and actions, or negative, making you doubtful of your capabilities and ideas. What is important here is our self-image can be very different from what the world sees. Some people who outwardly seem to be intelligent, personable, have a financial success, but they still may have a bad image of themselves. Conversely, other people who have a very difficult life and multiple hardships may also have a very positive image of themselves. Our self image is our secret. Some believe that a person's self image is defined by events that affect him or her, like doing well or not doing well in school or having failed relationships. Others believe that a person's self image can help shape events. There is some truth in both of these thoughts. Failing at something can certainly cause you to feel bad, just as feeling good about oneself can lead to a better performance on a project. But it cannot be denied that your self image has a strong impact on your happiness, on your outlook, and how it affects your relationships with others. If you project a positive self image, people will be more likely to see you as a positive, capable person. But if you walk around saying, oh, woe is me all the time, then people are going to see you as weak. However, it is important that your self image be both positive and realistic. Having a self image that is unrealistic can be a drawback, whether that self image is negative or positive. Sometimes having an occasional negative thought or criticism about oneself can encourage change, hard work, growth, and success. Sometimes having too positive an image of oneself can encourage complacency, underachievement, and arrogance. Finding the balance between feeling positive about oneself but having realistic goals is important. Now, what thoughts build our self image and what thoughts take away from our self image? I am intelligent. I am a loser. I'm outgoing. I'm shy. These are some of the examples of many labels that you can place on yourself and inevitably come to a conclusion. And it is these conclusions that make you either believe in yourself, which makes you healthy, or make you where you do not believe in yourself, which causes you to be unhealthy. Moreover, these labels form the foundation of your belief system. Your self image is not always based in reality. In actuality, your self image is built upon your perception of reality, and that influences how you think you're being viewed by society and other people. Again, your perception of reality influences how you believe you're being viewed by other people and society. You may be short and you feel that people in society think that you're weak because of this physical characteristic when you could be completely wrong. Now, your self image is developed gradually over a lifetime based on your experiences and your social influences. So, part of the foundation of your self image is how people respond to you and how you respond to other people over time. Now, you need to consider what is a healthy self image and what is an unhealthy self image and what is the difference. An unhappy self image is a person who consistently focuses on flaws and limitations. They're always critical. They're always criticizing themselves. They tend to judge themselves more and more and more negatively. They say to themselves, what was I thinking? That was such a stupid decision. I can't believe I just did that. What made me think that she would go out with me? What made me think I could buy a good car? What made me think I could choose a good house? On and on, the negative churning goes on and on and on. It is the negative responses that we have with ourselves that are most important. These responses are what makes us unhappy. Our internal dialogue becomes more and more negative, more and more hateful, more and more mean. We tend to start beating up on ourselves. This constant critical judgment tends to distort the imperfections in our lives, making these imperfections larger than they are. Say you have large feet. All the other women around you have size 6 and 7, and you wear a size 10 or 11, okay? You may tend to exaggerate to yourself that having large feet is a defect. Men are not going to like you because you have big feet. There's nothing you can do about the size of your feet, so why keep using them to demean yourself? This part of life, you have to accept who you are. Another area of criticism is the breast size or the butt size. Come on, give yourself a break. You are who you are based in part on heredity. There's nothing you can do about the genes that your mother and father gave you. You can't go inside your body and dig out the gene and throw it away to make improvements. So stop thinking these things are imperfections. In fact, everything on the negative side tends to be exaggerated and blown out of proportion. This often happens because they are heavily influenced by other people's opinions of yourself to your detriment. In fact, these people's lives are very much defined by societal standards and norms and expectations. If you're around people who don't like big feet, then go away, leave them alone. If you're around people who like a large breast, a large butt, leave these people alone. You cannot meet their expectations. And furthermore, why should you want to? See, when you notice that you cannot measure up to their expectations, then your emotions go into a tailspin, which triggers doubt, pessimism, insecurity, and it may lead to discouragement and potentially a depression. Whenever you build your self image upon external factors, there will always be drawbacks. People's opinions change, and societal expectations are constantly changing. When these opinions and expectations are weighed in our favor, this leads to a positive outcome and more fulfillment. But when they flip and become unfavorable or unhelpful in respect to the outcome we would like to achieve, then this causes an emotional upheaval. We go into a tailspin, and suddenly we are not perfect, we are undesirable, and we throw ourselves under the bus. This causes us not to live a happy life. You cannot indulge in self judgment or self criticism and expect to live a happy life. When you judge and you're overly criticizing yourself, that is a clear indication that your internal voice is taking over your life. Yes, constructive criticism can be helpful. However, constructive criticism does not leave you with a foul taste in your mouth. It does not leave you with a headache and an upset stomach. It is rather some things that leaves you feeling hopeful, optimistic, and motivated that you can do better the next time. See, constructive criticism does not harm you. It doesn't make you feel sad. It doesn't make you feel miserable. Okay? What I am talking about is judging yourself critically that makes you feel helpless and deflated. That is the self talk that is hurting you, your self image, and is depleting your reservoir of self confidence. See, every morning we leave home with a bag of self confidence. But as you drive into work, you can take the self confidence out of the bag by criticizing yourself. By the time you get to work, you're an emotional wreck. You spent your entire time driving to work telling yourself how you're going to fail, what you're not going to be able to do, how people are going to talk about you behind your back, how people are going to laugh at you. Instead of judging and criticizing yourself, you need to give yourself a break. Choose to give yourself feedback. Feedback that will provide you with an avenue of improvement and will help you to progress and develop self confidence in the area that you need to help you build a healthy self image that is not based on your being perfect. You are going to make mistakes, but that doesn't mean you have to be miserable every time you make a mistake. Sometimes you can laugh at your mistakes because actually they lead you to knowledge. Making mistakes is part of being human. It's part of not being perfect. You are not perfect and you never will be. Accept yourself with your flaws. After all, a healthy self image always comes through with self acceptance, which of course stems from self understanding. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break.
I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow.
We all have minty plans for the future since an early age, and our fantasy is wide. The variety of dreams are countless. We are thinking for opportunities and ways to ascend in life with the hope of success so that we can show the world that we made it. But not always things go as expected. There are moments when we do a small mistake and our life is ruined in front of us for a short period of time. We can't expect everything to be as planned. Life is full of challenges. We share our dreams to everyone with the belief that some people will support us while in reality they stab us in the back. Oftentimes, the reason for our failure is ourselves because we select the wrong friends to encourage us or we listen to the wrong people. Since most people have blind trust, which is not good, nothing is simple. When you feel like you've lost faith, your enemies will laugh at you and make you feel worthless. We are the teachers of our life. We are the art which we create in our lives. We create the perfection. Failure is part of our success since we learn from our mistakes and we know what to do in the future. Even if you must repeat yourself many times, say, I can do it, I can do it, then turn around and do it. The others people may laugh at your words, but at the end they will be the ones which will fail and you will be the winner. You will be the one who created the miracle and made it, and you will show the people they that did not believe in you, that you made it, and that they were foolish for not supporting you. While you're growing, these people will keep falling down, and soon, eventually, sometime in their life, they will be sorry for forecasting gloom and doom, and not only into your life, but into their life. Granted, you may lose your house and you may lose your mate, but you must realize the world is big. We meet many people. We communicate with many people. We create friendships every day. And we can create a family anytime that we want. There are people who mean a lot to us, even if we meet many more new personalities later on in life. We share our secrets, we share our desires, we share our tears with our mates who mean everything to us. We travel with them, we talk to them always, we laugh with them, we accept them in our own families as family members, we invite friends into our home, we enjoy them for a moment as much as we can. After many years of friendship, we can accept the fact that some of our friends are not that. They are not friends. They are envious and hateful people. Until the time comes when we lose that person, that mate, or that house, how do we find peace from that tough reality where fantasy might become a reality? When a person dies, that is the ultimate sacrifice, causing you to realize just what your life is like in time and space. It is going to take a challenge to your patience, to your mental power, and to your faith. But you must stand up and fight back the tears in the name of your friendship or in the name of the person that died. And you must continue to grow. You must continue to evolve. You must continue to seek out people. Do not close yourself off. Do not become depressed. Betrayal is something else that you have to fight with motivation. The betrayal from the person's so-called brother from another mother can easily destroy the home of your imagination. But that is a test as well. In the cruel world, only you can make it beautiful because you have to depend on your own skills, which you have created during your lifetime. You need alone to prove to yourself that you do not need any traitors in your life. Nothing should stop you from your own goal, which is very close to your hands to obtain. It just waits for you to go out and get this goal. Do not allow a traitor to cause you to give up. So you should expect your wife, your brother, your sister, your mother, anyone can betray you. Now, how to motivate yourself when you're fighting poverty. Poverty is never expected when it reaches us. Poverty is the injustice people receive for crimes they did not commit. Everyone has to go through poverty in order to get out of their misery. The idea of battling poverty is just to be patient. No matter how much you earn in your work, if you create a limit for your spending, with your savings, slowly, surely you will be able to get out of this economic crisis. Do not create false thoughts in your mind that poverty will break you down. Patience is the key to success. Have faith in yourself, since you must be the one who can reach the top in time. Soon, without realizing, you will be there in no time. You are just steps away, even in the future. Like, who knows? You may help the world with your savings and make a donation to a poor child across the world who suffered from crisis as well. Your small donation can save a life, no matter what the distance. But of course, you must not forget to help yourself as well, since you must overcome the situation that you are in. Poverty does not have to break you. You must not give up until the very you take your very last breath. If there's any will in you, then you will find a way to survive. You must also fight back mentally when you have lost your job and you're facing depression and despair, or that you've lost people in your life. Depression and despair are probably the worst emotional feelings anyone can experience. People have this inside feeling that the world is ruined and that they have nothing to do. They're looking for a job but still can't find anything. Then they must try again and again and again until they find the perfect job they want. There is the internet, there's the Bureau of Labor, and many other opportunities to find work. But here's the most important thing. Regardless of what the job is, take the first job coming because you want to keep money in your pocket. I don't care what the job is. If it's washing dishes, working at McDonald's, you want to make certain that you keep enough gas in your car to keep you going. If you are not a risk taker, you will not find work. It's odd, but if you have money, then money will come to you. If you have a job, another job will come to you. So what you need to do is look for any job that will keep gas in your car, keep food in the home. You must avoid feelings of depression and despair because that will stop you from succeeding. Without taking a risk, you cannot be 100% sure if you will make it or not. Take the risk or lose the chance. The choice is yours. But you must say to yourself that you will remove all negative thoughts from your mind. You're not going to stay a dishwasher. You're not going to stay at McDonald's. But the point of it is you do not want to find yourself on the street without any money. You don't stop submitting resumes. You don't stop going on interviews, even if you are working as a dishwasher at night. You don't care. But money in your pocket helps you keep your self respect. Besides, as long as your friends see you driving around town in a car, then they will not look down their nose on you. You don't have to tell them that you lost your job. But the most important thing is you keep encouraging yourself. And you should also ask yourself, do you need to go back to school and learn another trade? Just because you were once a teacher does not mean you have to stay a teacher. Just because you were once a plumber does not mean you have to stay a plumber. Just because you were once a factory worker does not mean for the rest of your life you have to be a factory worker. You must be prepared to make changes when you lose your job. You could go to the library, sit down and read about other occupations and see if you can find something that you're interested in that keeps you motivated. This way, you can always feel you have a way out. Now, you can keep yourself motivated if you encourage yourself. The word encouragement comes from the Latin word cor, which means heart. It is defined as giving courage, hope, or confidence. Having courage means to be able to cast aside your fears and to be brave. The simplest way to be fearless and to be brave is to listen to your heart and to follow your guidance. One must be able to encourage oneself in order to achieve success. One way to motivate yourself is to use the power of self-encouragement. Do something that you enjoy and that you are passionate about. It makes you feel great about yourself and it pushes you toward living a happier life. It is the feelings of achieving goals that make them so fulfilling. The most important part of establishing the foundation of self-encouragement is to focus your attention on the feelings that come with achieving your goals and living the life that you want. There is no reason to do something that doesn't compel you to do it. If you have to force yourself to do something, it probably isn't right for you. That includes sex. You should know instinctively whether or not something is right for you instinctively based on the way it makes you feel. Makes you feel bad, don't do it. Before you set a goal or embark on a new activity, you should ask yourself a few questions. Why do I want to achieve this goal? What are the underlying feelings that it will give me? What does it mean to me to fulfill this goal? Is the feelings enough to compel me to stay motivated? An important part of self encouragement and motivation is to take a few steps back and acknowledge your progress. Take the time to recognize your achievements. We so often get caught up in what has not been done that we forget the things that we have done and we lose focus on what really matters. If you're having trouble seeing personal progress and staying motivated, write out a list of all the things that you have achieved. The list should give you a fresh perspective on your life and the progress that you make towards your goals. I have done this all my life. I've always made a list of everything that I want to do, and then later on I'd go back and check off what I've succeeded at doing. You will be surprised how a list can help you. One of the best ways to acknowledge your hard work is to reward yourself when you reach a significant goal. Rewarding yourself will build confidence and motivation. Make certain to celebrate when you reach your goals. You earn this after all. Rewards also help to provide closure to the energy that was created when reaching the goal. If you don't take time to acknowledge yourself for having completed the goal, it becomes unfinished business. Even though you reached your goal, there will be some energy left behind because you're feeling that you aren't doing everything that you can. This is why each goal has to be a separate entity, not interlocked with one another. Put together some reward that you can give yourself for reaching your goals. The reward should be tangible, something that you see, having dinner with a friend, purchasing a new outfit, pampering yourself at a spa or on a holiday. It could also be intangible reward, such as telling yourself how great you feel after accomplishing your goal. The feeling of achieving your goals are often the best possible reward there is for getting something done. The feeling of heightened self-belief and self-confidence and self-worth that comes with achieving your goal is priceless. Another great way to encourage yourself is to show gratitude to the things that you've got into your life already. Sometimes we can get caught up in all the things that we have not done, that we forget what we have done in our lives, what we have accomplished. It takes time to focus away from all the good and positive things that we have done. If you aren't able to find some positive things about yourself, then it's recommended that you keep a pad and pencil by your bed. Each night before you go to sleep, write down what happened to you that day and what you're grateful for. You'll soon have developed an entire different perspective, or not on yourself, but also your life and the people and things around you you would have noted. Dale Carnegie did this every time he returned home. And eventually, this habit led him to write several important books that have influenced people for tens, 20, 30 years. One of Dale Carnegie's books is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It is still being sold today. Prior to writing his books, Dale Carnegie was considered a failure. By following some of these suggestions should help keep you self-motivated and keep you on track for achieving your goals. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break.
When you wake up this morning, I want you to think about a few things. In your life, what makes you happy? Is it family, relationships? Is it working or building your career? Is it school or education? What makes you happy every day? What makes you eager to start your morning? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to block any negative thoughts that you have. This is the time of day where you begin to invite positive thoughts into your mind. I want you to think about gratitude, being thankful for the things that you have in your life, being thankful that you woke up this morning, that you have a job, a place to sleep, being thankful that you have people around you that truly love and support you. Now make sure when you walk through today, you do it with a positive mind and live by the law of attraction. Believe 100% that positive things will happen throughout the day. And even if things don't go as planned, do not spend time focusing on that. Everything that you want in your life can be achieved. And it's up to you to go out and make it happen. And remember, express positive energy and you will get positive things back in your life. This is how you live by the law of attraction.
I met Dr. Latina Denson coming out of the building in Southfield. Something just told me to walk up to her and say hello. Actually, as I walked past her car as she was getting out of the car, a voice told me to ask her had she had a stroke. I ignored the voice and got inside my car. I said to myself, no, I don't want to embarrass myself before this woman. I am a perfect stranger. How can I walk up to this woman and ask her, did she have a stroke? I started my car. The voice persisted until I got back out of the car and walked up to Dr. Denson and asked her, had she had a stroke? She said yes, and we began to talk. I introduced myself to her. I was overwhelmed with her story because I knew immediately that she was a woman of courage and that I wanted to interview her. Dr. Denson had all the characteristics of a woman of courage. She was focused. She did not second guess herself. She did not spend time imagining what people thought of her. She believed in herself. She was not afraid of rejection, and she embraced life. Once I assessed her strength, I knew Dr. Denson had been sent to me. I told Dr. Denson that she had been sent to me. I told her of my mission. She and I laughed. Shortly before I met Dr. Denson, I had told a friend that I was going to hammer away at self esteem and self image on my radio program until I got people to see how important it is to build their child's life around positivity and self determination. I laughed. God has sent me a prototype. God has sent me a genuine fighter and I could hold up to the world and say, "See, this is what I'm talking about." I had just finished my research on Muhammad Ali, Colin Kaepernick, and Usain Bolt. I plan to discuss these three men on my show. These three men were willful and they were willing to step out for what they believed, which is similar to Dr. Denson. I think people need to know that obstacles in our path and situations in our lives can be overcome. If she can do it, you can do it. We need to hear stories about people overcoming tragedies in their lives. When Dr. Latina Denson told me she was running for city council of Southfield, I was elated. She was more than I could ask for. She had not given up. She was persisting. She believed in herself. Her life said, there's nothing I can't do. Dr. Denson was making her life count. When Dr. Denson told me she was running for city council for Southfield, I told her that that was why the voice told me to ask her about her stroke, because she was a woman of courage. I told her that I would help her with her candidacy because I believe that is why God had me speak to her. She he was telling me to support her. She chatted quite a while even though she was there for a meeting. I left telling myself that that woman likes to smile. Later that evening, I went on Yahoo and researched Dr. Denson. I learned she is committed to serving her community. She is a planning commissioner on senior adults. She is also an ambassador to the Heart and Stroke Association. She is a volunteer for the World Medical Relief Fund. World Medical Relief provides medical equipment and prescriptions to those in need both locally and abroad. They've done this since 1953. World Medical Relief is a nonprofit organization and they only do charitable work. By distributing medical supplies, they help the poor, the sick, and the elderly locally, nationally, and on an international basis. The organization helps the medically unserved both at home and abroad by collecting and distributing medicine, medical supplies, and related materials. I learned that Dr. Latina Denson was had over 20 years of planning and community development experience, particularly in the area of housing and neighborhood development. Dr. Denson obtained her doctorate of philosophy in urban affairs and public policy from the University of Delaware. She is a member of the American Institute of Certified Planners. She is committed to improving the neighborhood as housing and a planning professional. She is currently the president of Strategic Development Solutions, a consulting firm specializing in urban and regional statistic planning. She is the founder of Knowledge, a group aimed to reduce the incidence of stroke by increasing education and prevention efforts as well as promoting the successful rehabilitation lifestyle of stroke survivors. Dr. Denson had lots of well wishes on her Facebook page telling her that they welcome her candidacy and she would be a good addition to the Southfield City Council. Adam Seltzer said, I'm excited to support your candidacy. George Calway said, Latina, thanks for sharing your story. You are such a beautiful and incredible young lady. May God continue to shower you with his blessings. Another woman said, proud of you for sharing your story. Love and blessings always. Sherry Oliver said, thank you for sharing your story. Carolyn Jackson said, you are a warrior, such an amazing shower of strength. God bless you. David Howard said, you have always been a leader and an incredible person. Great work. Jacobs said, great job. And Harry said, so strong, so compelling, asking for nothing, giving much. Another woman said, this is Latina Denson, my friend from when my kids were babies. I met Latina through a wonderful mutual friend, Melanie McCullough. Latina was a very fit, healthy, active, energetic person at age 38 when she suffered a stroke. Please listen to her story and learn from it. I'm so proud of Latina. So glad to hear your story told and by you. Keep pushing through it all. From the commits on Dr. Denson's page, you can tell she touched lots of lives. Anyway, I would like for you to hear from Dr. Denson in her own words discussing her experience in a video after having a stroke in 2009. She believes it is important that people share their stories. Currently, she, along with the Southfield Multimedia Cable 15, hosts a show called Unlimited Share Your Story. They highlight mental, physical, and health challenges. To share your story, email Dr. Denson at unlimitedstoriessouthfield at gmail.com.
I woke up with a strange headache. And I really don't have headaches, but if I have headaches, it was just a regular headache. But it was something about that headache. I'm like, I'm still, something's wrong, but maybe I'll just take some aspirin and. So I did, and I wanted to go just to sleep. I tried to get up, but I couldn't. My mother came and she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I cannot move my arm." I, we went to the hospital. They wheeled me to a room, and I don't remember anything else. I had to have brain surgery. So the doctor, he said that I had a bus, not a clot, but a bus. And he had to induce a coma. As a result of my stroke, I could not walk, I could not talk, I couldn't even recognize words. Now I can walk with a cane. I have aphasia and apraxia. Both are speech impairments. I cannot. I could not recognize words. Now I can and stuff like that. Apraxia is based on my muscles in my mouth. And so sometimes I cannot, I am challenged to speak, but I'm trying. And then I have limited use of my arm. In terms of life after a stroke, I was hopeful as in terms of, I was like, okay, it's a temporary thing in terms of my mobility. But, I am a go-getter. So I'm like, okay. It was a sunny day, and I was like, God, let me call somebody so that I can get out of the house. I called everybody, and nobody was home. I was like, now, come on. So that's why I was like, I have to go. I have to get out of the house, And that was the moment that I was like, okay, I have to do what I have to do, because nobody else is gonna do it. Even though I have a wonderful family and a wonderful support system of friends, they were not available. My name is Latina Denson. I had a stroke. I shared my story. Why don't you share yours?
After listening to Latina Denson's testimony, you can see why people are making the comments of support because a Latina has not given up on public service. I thank you for listening to the Women of Courage show, and God bless. And keep listening to us throughout the week. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of a million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach a million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support. Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage and have a great day.